talk about a nightmare. Picture this. You're driving along when all of a sudden your accelerator gets stuck.
It happened to one local man, not once, but 3 times, forcing him to fly at speeds over 100 miles an hour. Stephen Cooper has more on this man's nightmare on the road.
Marty Parson doesn't scare easily, but when he lost control of his car, he had a fairly typical reaction.
I was panicking.
He bought this 2007 Toyota Tundra new, but before the car was even a year old, he had the fright of his life. It happened on a Sumter County roadway.
The car just kept getting faster and faster. And I knew there was a problem then, so I started mashing the brake and tapping the accelerator. And about 3 to 5 seconds later, the accelerator popped back up.
His speed topped 115 miles an hour.
I immediately took it back to the dealer. And they said, well, we'll check it out, but Toyota doesn't have anything stating there's a problem with the accelerator.
His records show that the issue was filed as a drivability problem. Remember, that was in 2007. It happened again in early 2008.
It was real bad.
Again, driving on the road, the accelerator got stuck.
It was stuck to the floor as if it was glued to the floor. We was over 100 miles an hour, probably about 110. I was panicking. But I didn't want the guy who was riding with me know that, it was that bad.
When it happened a third time, Marty knew something had to be fixed.
Accelerator, so I want speed or I don't want speed. But the truck gave me speed that I didn't want.
So he brought the truck back to the dealer again. In fact, his records show that he asked the dealer to diagnose the problem twice since the 2007 incident. Finally, in late 2008, the dealer did.
What they said was the accelerator was binding.
In other words, sticking. And so ultimately the dealer replaced the accelerator assembly.
And I haven't had that problem since.
But you may think this all sounds familiar when you consider the deadly crash in California in August. A Lexus driver lost control of his car when the accelerator stuck. Investigators say the floor mats interfered with the accelerator pedal. Lexus and Toyotas are built by the same company. That link prompted Marty to come forward to tell us about his accelerator problem, a problem he says had nothing to do with his floor mats when you consider that his car is fine now.
And I still have the same floor mats.
And the car's working fine?
Car's working fine. Well, the way the floor mats are designed in this truck, there's a cutout, and it have hooks on the back. So the floor mats can't reach the accelerator.
A safety advocacy group has documented 16 deaths and 237 injuries related to unintended accelerations in Toyotas in the last 6 years. Even so, the government has denied the latest consumer petition to expand the investigation beyond a possible floor mat problem. The government says claims that there is more to the problem are unsupported and that further investigation is unlikely to find another common defect. I'm Stephen Cooper. Have a good evening.
Scary stuff. The government insists, however, that Toyota does have a defect that must be fixed, but the government also says the defect is solely the floor mat's potential to entrap the accelerator.